You fall asleep, your body goes still, your breathing slows, and then something happens. You're in a place you've never been, talking to someone who died years ago, running from something you can't name, or you're flying, or falling, or showing up somewhere completely unprepared, and it feels completely real. Then you wake up, and within minutes, it's gone. Like smoke. Every single night of your life, your brain does this. It builds entire worlds, fills them with people, stories, emotions, lets you live inside them for hours. And after thousands of years of asking, we still don't fully know why. But we know more than you might think. Tonight we're going to look at what dreaming actually is, what your brain is doing while you dream, and the leading theories about why evolution kept this strange, vivid, deeply personal experience alive. Because here's the thing, dreaming is not passive. Your brain during REM sleep, the stage where most dreaming happens, is almost as active as when you're fully awake. Something important is happening. We just haven't agreed on exactly what. First, what is a dream technically? Dreams are experiences that happen during sleep. They can involve images, sounds, emotions, movement, narrative. Sometimes they're completely bizarre. Sometimes they feel more real than waking life. Most dreaming happens during REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. REM happens in cycles throughout the night, roughly every 90 minutes, and the cycles get longer toward morning. That's why you tend to have your most vivid, strange dreams just before you wake up. During REM, your brain is highly active. Your eyes are moving rapidly under your eyelids. Your heart rate and breathing become irregular. And, this is important, your body is almost completely paralyzed. Your brain sends a signal that essentially disconnects the motor system. You can't move. That paralysis is a feature, not a bug. It stops you from physically acting out your dreams. And occasionally that system fails partially, which is why some people sleepwalk, or why you wake up mid-dream and feel for a terrifying second that you can't move at all. That's called sleep paralysis. Your body is still in REM lockdown while your conscious mind is woken up. So your brain is active, your body is paralyzed, and you're having vivid experiences. Why? Theory number 1, memory consolidation. This is one of the strongest theories and it has real evidence behind it. During the day, you take in an enormous amount of information. Your hippocampus, the brain's short-term recorder, holds it temporarily. During sleep, and specifically during REM, that information is transferred and integrated into long-term memory. Connections are formed, patterns are recognized, irrelevant details are pruned away. Dreams, according to this theory, might be the byproduct of that process, the brain replaying and reorganizing experiences, the design and your conscious mind catching fragments of that activity as it happens. Studies back this up. People who sleep after learning a new skill perform significantly better the next day than people who stay awake. Rats who learn a maze show the same neural firing patterns during a REM sleep as they did while running the maze, as if they were rehearsing it in their sleep. You've probably felt a version of this yourself. You work on a problem for hours, go to sleep frustrated, and in the morning, sometimes the answer is just there. Your brain kept working. Theory number 2, emotional processing. Dreams are overwhelmingly emotional. Fear is the most common dream emotion. Anxiety, confusion, joy, grief. There's a theory developed in part by neuroscientist Matthew Walker that REM sleep is the brain's emotional therapy session. During REM, the stress hormone norepinephrine drops to near zero. It's one of the only times in your entire day when that's true. And in that calm neurochemical environment, your brain reprocesses emotional memories, particularly painful or threatening ones, in a way that strips away some of their emotional charge. You experience the memory again, but without the stress response that came with it. The idea is you wake up having processed something difficult. The memory is still there, but it feels less raw. Walker points to PTSD as a failure of this system. People with PTSD have elevated norepinephrine even during REM sleep. The emotional processing doesn't complete. The same nightmare comes back night after night, re-traumatizing instead of healing. Theory number 3, threat simulation. This one is older and stranger. A Finnish researcher named Antti Revonsuo proposed that dreaming evolved specifically to simulate threatening situations, to give the brain a safe training ground for danger. Under this theory, nightmares aren't a malfunction. They're the whole point. Your brain rehearses being chased, trapped, falling, failing, so that if those things happen in real life, your response is already practiced. It explains why threat-based dreams and the being chased, being attacked, being unprepared are the most universal across cultures. These aren't random. These are the scenarios that matter most to survival, and it might explain why children have nightmares far more frequently than adults. Their threat library is still being built. Theory number 4, random activation. This is the most deflationary theory, and it was dominant for a while. In the 1970s, researchers Hobson and McCarley proposed the activation synthesis hypothesis. The idea: during REM sleep, the brainstem fires random electrical signals upward into the cortex. The cortex, being the pattern-making machine it is, tries to make sense of these random signals. It synthesizes a narrative around them. Under this view, dreams don't mean anything. They're just the brain doing its best with noise. The story you experience isn't design. It's constructed after the fact. The running, the falling, the strange house that keeps changing, these are just the cortex confabulating around random neural firings. Most modern researchers think this theory is incomplete, but it captures something true. Not every element of a dream has meaning. Some of it really might just be noise. The honest answer is probably a combination of all of these. Dreams are the brain running complex offline processes: memory integration, emotional regulation, threat modeling, and your conscious mind experiencing fragments of that as narrative. The story doesn't always mean something specific, but the process beneath the story is deeply important. We know this because when you deprive someone of REM sleep specifically, waking them every time they enter it, the effects are severe. Mood crashes, cognitive function drops, anxiety spikes, memory suffers. The body tries to compensate by entering REM faster and staying in it longer whenever it gets the chance. It's called REM rebound. Your brain will fight for its dreaming time. That alone tells you it matters. There's one more thing worth mentioning: lucid dreaming. A lucid dream is a dream in which you know you're dreaming. You're aware inside the dream that none of this is real, and sometimes you can control it. About half of people have had at least one lucid dream spontaneously. A small percentage can do it reliably. During lucid dreaming, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for self-awareness and rational thought, becomes more active than a normal REM sleep. It's a partial re-engagement of the waking brain within the dream state. Researchers have actually communicated in real time with lucid dreamers using eye movements as signals. The dreamer, inside the dream, responds to questions by moving their eyes in coded patterns, a kind of Morse code from inside the dream world. It's one of the stranger things we've confirmed in sleep science. So why do we dream? Memory, emotion, survival, possibly noise filtered through meaning. What we know for certain is that your brain treats dreaming as essential. It will protect that time, reclaim it, fight for it. Every night while you're lying still in the dark, your brain is doing something it considers urgent. We just haven't completely decoded what. If you found this fascinating, there's so much more where this came from. Subscribe, and every week we'll dig into another question most people have never thought twice about. See you in the next one.